Hey guys, welcome back to Piney Projects. My name is Dan, and today is a very exciting day. Today marks the 1 year anniversary of our YouTube channel. It all started back here 1 year ago today, January 28th. Joey was sitting right here alongside of me, and we decided to give YouTube a whirl. I wanted to have her here for this video, but she's in school getting that education, and that's fine. But I wanted to throw this video together for you guys and uh, basically explain, my thoughts of why I wanted to do YouTube and some of the things that I've learned through this year of doing it. I thought, it'd be an interesting video if anybody has been thinking about starting a YouTube channel. There's some tricks and stuff that I'm gonna, share with you guys that I have learned through this journey. So let's get started. So honestly, the whole entire reason that I wanted to give YouTube a whirl, or really to do a channel, was to document things. Joey, she's growing really quick, and I wanted to have legacy is not really the right word, but memories for her to look back on, to see, oh yeah, I had a good time with my dad working on the truck or working on the tractor, um, because I've got fantastic memories of doing all that kind of stuff with my dad. My dad's still around. He's retired, but I have a few photos, but there's no videos. And I'd love to be able to look back to when I was younger, growing up with my dad. So I wanted to do that with Joey, and have fun along the ways. So that is the one thing that little tip that I will tell you guys. If you're thinking about doing YouTube, don't wait. Do it. Like the Nike saying, just do it. Because that's the one regret that I do have with this channel, is that I did not start it sooner. I had thought about doing it all the way back to 2016, 2017, to document Joey growing up. And I don't know, I was a little intimidated by it. I was like, oh man, you have to have the, highest end camera equipment and the editing software and this and that. It's baloney. You don't need any of that stuff. And my goal with this channel is not to be rich and famous and have big endorsements and all of that stuff. That's not my goal. My goal is to, have fun. And Joey, you probably have seen through this year, you're starting to see a little bit less of her in the videos because she's growing up, and it's not as exciting for her anymore. When we first started it, she was all about it. Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. And as the time goes on, she's maturing and growing up, and making friends and hanging around with dad isn't as fun as it once was. So that's the one regret I have, that I did not start it sooner. So I urge you guys, if you're thinking about doing a YouTube video, or a YouTube channel rather, don't wait. Just do it. Get your camera. The camera that I'm recording on right now, it was like $60 on eBay. I mean, and you don't even need to do that. You could just use your phone, and that would be fine too. I'll get into a little bit of the editing side of it, later on in this video, but it's not. Don't be intimidated by it. Just get out there and just film and throw it up there, and don't wait. So that's tip number one. Don't wait. All right, guys. So another thing that I have learned on YouTube is that you have to have thick skin. Unless you plan on turning the comment section off, be prepared. They all come out of the woodwork. 98% of the people that watch my videos and comment on it are top notch, great people. I really, really appreciate the support. But there's that 2%, and they come out of the woodwork, I tell you. Everybody, or not everybody, but all of these, people, they're, I call them keyboard cowboys. They feel that they can just say whatever they want and that they're self-proclaimed experts. A lot of it, at least on my channel, revolves around me in this seat. It's amazing to me how many people, you're driving it wrong, you're doing it wrong, you're supposed to power shift it. I find it comical. I find it hysterical. There's different trucks and different drivers and different, driving styles. And ultimately, this is my truck. I can drive it however I want to. Just a quick little backstory. This is a 5-speed, 2-speed rear. When you're empty, you shift it 4 times. I start in second low, third low, fourth low. Most of the time, I'll flip the button to 4th high and drop it into 5th high. I don't start in first unless I'm loaded or off-road or something like that. So then you might have one more shift in there. But I double clutch. Okay? That's just the way I drive. It works for me. It works for this truck. It's not a synchronized transmission. When you double clutch, you slow it down, you slip it into the next gear, and away you go. But boy, oh boy, they came out of the woodwork screaming at me, oh, I've been driving trucks for 40 years and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you know what? Knock yourself out. So that's the one little tip that I would suggest to you guys is, have either some really thick skin, which I do. I find it comical, when they come out and tell me everything I'm doing wrong. More power to you, buddy. Or turn the comments off. And I don't want to do that. Comments are good for YouTube. You want comments, whether they're good or bad. You want the comments. So just a little tip I wanted to tell you guys. It's one thing that I've learned through this year journey so far is that that little 2%. They're going to tell you everything that you're doing wrong. So another thing that I have learned, and it's not really a trick or a tip, but it's just something that I wanted to share with you guys. There's quite a few YouTube channels that I have followed or started to follow because of certain projects that they were doing on their channel. And you get really into the project, and then all of a sudden the project either disappears, gets thrown on the back burner, or absorbent amount of time ends up passing before the next video comes out. And as a viewer, I never understood. I was like, what in the world? I want to see more of that project. Come on, get back to it. But now being on this side of the camera, I totally understand it. I totally get it. This project right here, this C10, I have not put out a video on this in a while, and I wanted to let the viewers know that just because you're not seeing a video, regularly on a certain project doesn't mean that nothing is getting done. There's lots of stuff going on in the background that's just not video worthy. Ordering parts and saving money and, putting time aside to do the project. It doesn't mean that nothing's going on and we've abandoned the project and we were just out there to, get the YouTube views. I get it now. I totally understand it. So I'm not going to name any channels out there, but there's a few channels out there that I got hooked on because of certain projects that they were doing. And it's been ages since they've done those projects. Some of the channels just, completely get rid of the project and move on to something else. But I get it now. I totally understand it. So, if you guys are tagging along on this channel because of, a certain project, and, I don't want you to get aggravated or, upset that there isn't a video, consistently week after week after week on the same project. I know with me, I'm self-employed. I have a business. It's, very, very busy. I'm also a dad. I'm a husband. So, time marches on, and, I haven't forgotten about any of the projects. They need to get done. But on this side of the camera, I just wanted to let you guys know that, you kind of have to be a little patient. All of these projects will get done. All right, so another thing that I have drastically learned over this 1 year on YouTube is the time it takes to edit. Editing, if you don't know, can take a lot of time. Honestly, it can really be a rabbit hole, because there's honestly no end to it. Most of my videos are in the half-hour range, give or take, but about 30 minutes. From upload of files to the computer, editing, and then uploading to YouTube, on average for me takes about 2 hours. And you've seen our videos. They're not theatrical, over the top, crazy editing. I like to throw in a little bit of music and cut scene to scene, to make it interesting. But it takes a lot of time. So if you were, thinking about starting your own YouTube channel, by all means, I highly recommend, and you should do it. But take into consideration the time it's going to take to edit. I actually have a pretty, good, what's the word I'm looking for? Situation for me, because I'm self-employed. So I'm here behind the counter, taking care of customers. I have the computer access right here to, to the Wi-Fi and internet and all that. So I can, work on a little bit of editing here and there, and between customers before the store opens. So, that's how I get mine done. But if you, don't have that availability, just take that into consideration, because, the editing, it takes a lot of time. I was a little naive when it came to that when I started, the channel. The first couple videos took me like all day to edit. I don't know what I was doing, but I've kind of fine-tuned it a little bit now. So just wanted to, let you guys know that is editing is a time drain. So take that into consideration. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for this video. I know, completely unique, different video than I've ever done before. But I thought it would be neat to kind of, go back. It's been, a year to the day. So I thought it'd be interesting to, let you guys know my thoughts on doing YouTube for a year. The biggest thing I could tell you is, if you've been thinking about doing it, do it. It's worth it. If you're doing it to, be rich and famous, I'm not saying that it can't be done, but that's not my intention. I want to have fun with my daughter, and, give her something to look back on. And, like I said earlier, that's my regret, was not starting it sooner. So I would suggest, you want to do it, do it. It's a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it so far. So stay tuned. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. A lot of neat videos, working on projects that we already have, but I've got a few, projects up my sleeve that you haven't seen before, and I really want to get to them. It's going to be exciting. So anyway, thanks for tagging along this year, and stay tuned. We got good stuff coming. Thank you.